Signs he's gonna waste your time. In this video, I'm gonna tell you how to spot a dead-end relationship so you don't get stuck in one. It's Sabrina, your personal love advisor from A New Mode, the channel where we show you how love actually works. No one intends to get stuck in a dead-end relationship. Most people wanna find true and lasting love. But sometimes the quest to have that can lead you astray, and you might end up in a situation that is the opposite of what you want. Why does this happen? Well, usually it's because we get so caught up in the potential of what could be, rather than looking at the reality of what is. You're dating a guy, and he just checks so many boxes, and the chemistry is so strong, and everything seems so great. And fine, okay, maybe he's not totally on the same page as you. Maybe there are a few issues to overcome, but you think that with a little more time, a little more love, that you can get him to be in the same place as you. Maybe if you help him heal from that ex-girlfriend who really broke his heart, maybe if you help him get over his issues and his challenges, then everything will be fine. It'll just take a little bit of effort on your part, and then you can get there. I've deluded myself in this way many times over, and I have helped many people who have done the same thing. So believe me when I tell you, this never ends well. This is just a recipe for getting your heart broken and wasting your time. I'm gonna tell you exactly what to look out for, and some of these things are really subtle, so it's really important that you know these things. This way, you'll know what to watch out for, and you can hopefully extricate yourself from a situation before you get in too deep. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. Real quick, if you like this video and find it helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to ring the bell so you get notified when we post new content, and make sure to follow me on Instagram. Also, if you really want to know how a guy feels about you, and this is something I get asked about a lot, pretty much it's the main question that I get asked. Eric and I, Eric's my partner on anewmode.com, we actually wrote a book, and it's free. It is a free guide to understand exactly how a guy feels about you. It's called 7 Ways to Know If a Guy Likes You. You can download it right now at signshelikes.com. Just head over there when you're done with this video, and you'll know for sure if this guy likes you and is serious about you. Before I tell you the signs that he's gonna waste your time, I want to tell you the inaccurate signs that he's wasting your time. These are male behaviors that might seem to indicate that he's not so into you and that he's wasting your time, but actually don't. They actually don't mean anything in terms of how he feels about you. The first is he's taking space. If you've read my other content on anewmode.com or watched my other videos, then this is something that comes up a lot. It's the fact that guys deal with emotional difficulties, with stress, with turmoil, whatever the case may be. They deal with it by pulling back and taking space. A lot of women take this personally. She takes it to mean that he's mad at her, he's upset at her, that she did something wrong, that he's losing interest in her, and she makes it personal when usually it's not. If he's taking space, it's most likely because he's dealing with something and he just wants to work through it on his own. And I have other videos on what to do if a guy takes space, so if that's what's going on here, you should definitely watch those as well. Number 2, he texts less often. Women are very guilty of this one. They use texting as a barometer for how a man feels. Now, in the beginning, a guy's probably texting you a lot because he's trying to win you over. He's bringing his A game. Once things are a little more settled, he doesn't have to do that anymore because it's a nuisance. It is annoying to have to be glued to your phone, texting someone right away and feeling nervous like, oh, if I miss her text and I don't text her back, then she's gonna get upset and then I'm gonna have to deal with her being upset. And guys don't operate like this, especially because most guys can't multitask as well as women can. So if he's busy or if he's at work, if he's in class, whatever the case may be, that's where his head is. He doesn't want to be texting all day. So women really make a huge mistake in thinking that he's losing interest, in thinking that the relationship is, going downhill based on a guy's texting habits. If anything, all it means is that he's getting more comfortable with you, and that's a good thing. The rule with texting is you don't measure how a man feels based on the quantity of texts exchanged, you measure it based on the quality of time you spend together. Number 3, he takes it slow. This isn't a bad thing. Slow and steady wins the race. It's usually those couples that get off to a roaring start that fizzle out very quickly. If a guy really likes you, then there will be consistency and escalation, meaning he will reach out to you consistently, you'll see each other consistently, and the relationship will move in an upward direction. And so there should be some buildup, but it's important to let things build slowly. I get panicked messages from women sometimes being like, I've been seeing this guy for 4 weeks and we spent all our time together. When can I expect him to call me his girlfriend? Women get so wrapped up in the label and when is the next step coming and when is he gonna say I love you? But the thing is, healthy relationships build slowly. So if your relationship is building slowly, doesn't mean that he doesn't like you or isn't that interested in you. It just means that he's moving at a healthy pace, and that's a very good thing. But if he's moving at too slow of a pace, that's not a good thing. And we're gonna talk about that later in the video. Okay, so now let's talk about the signs that he is wasting your time. Number one, he tells you he doesn't want to be in a relationship right now. Now, some of you might be sick of hearing me talk about this, but based on the amount of messages I get, a lot of you still need to hear this. So we're talking about it. Fact is, if a guy says he doesn't want to be in a relationship, believe him. The reasons that he gives you don't matter. I'm sure he's giving you great reasons. I'm sure that they're very valid reasons. Yes, maybe his heart has been torn to shreds in the past. Maybe his parents' divorce when he was a kid really did a number on him. Maybe he's stressed. Maybe he's financially strapped. I'm sure there are good reasons, but the reasons don't matter. The facts do. The fact is, he is saying to you, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. That's it. Fine, he's saying to you, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, and that could be true. Sometimes guys are like this. Girls really are not so much like this. Maybe some girls are. A woman can usually always make room for a relationship in her life. It doesn't matter what's going on. She can still carve out that space. A man can't. If he decides in his mind, I don't want a relationship right now, then no girl is going to break through that brick wall. I don't care who she is. I don't care how beautiful. I don't care how amazing. She's not getting through if that's what he decides. It's also possible he just doesn't want a relationship with you. Again, it doesn't matter. All that matters is what he's saying to you, so you just need to take it at face value. The worst thing you can do is just stick around and hope that he changes his mind. And I have another video on what to do if a guy says he doesn't want to be in a relationship right now, so if that's the situation you're in, definitely watch that. Number two, he's still active on dating apps. He might be sneaky about this. Maybe he tells you that he deactivated all his accounts, but then one of your friends happens to run into him on one of the dating apps, which has happened to so many of my friends. It's crazy. Like, I don't know why guys think they can get away with this. He might make excuses saying, well, I hardly ever use it. What's the big deal? But the fact is, if he's still exploring his options actively, and if he's kind of being shady with you about it, if he lies to you, you catch him in a lie, it just means that he's exploring his options because he doesn't think that this is it and he wants to continue seeing what else is out there. Now, at the same time, you can't hold a non-boyfriend up to a boyfriend standard. What I mean by this is, if he's still dating if you guys aren't official, you're not in an exclusive relationship and he's still on the apps and he's still dating around, then that's a little different because you can't get upset with him for not acting like your boyfriend when he isn't your boyfriend. It's not really about the action, it's more about him taking responsibility and accountability. Like if you get upset that he is on the dating apps, but you guys aren't official and he's empathetic towards you about that, that's one thing. If he's more just like dismissive, like, yeah, okay, I can screw around, I'm a free man, whatever, that is more of a signal that he is a dead end type of guy and he's just looking to fool around. He's not serious about you, probably not serious about anybody. Number three, he openly flirts with other women or checks other women out in front of you. If you can't keep his full attention at the beginning of a relationship, the beginning when you are all shiny and new and everything is so new and exciting, what do you think this is gonna look like a few months down the line? It is a really bad sign if a guy has a wandering eye in the beginning. It's a bad sign in general, but especially so when you guys are, the momentum is building, you first start dating, everything is so exciting and so new and so fresh, and he's still checking out other women, flirting with other women. It's just a sign that he is not serious about you. A man might not always come out and tell you, I don't want a serious relationship right now, but his actions will always tell you where he stands. And if a guy is being super flirty, especially if he's doing it right in front of you, if he's doing this in front of you, just imagine what he's doing not in front of you. His actions are telling you that he's not serious about you. He just wants to explore his options, see what's out there. Number four, he talks about the future and you're not in it. He might talk about how he wants to go live in Europe for a few years. Maybe he wants to, maybe he's applying for jobs in a different state. Maybe he wants to move out of the city and into the suburbs. That's all well and good, but he does not factor you into these plans whatsoever. He doesn't ask you for your take on city versus suburbs and, oh, would you ever want to live abroad? Oh, would you be able to work remotely from anywhere? He just kind of tells you his plans and there's no consideration of you and whether you would want to go along with it or if he would even want you to be a part of it. Number five, he's wishy-washy. We can call this being hot and cold, sending mixed signals, and I talk a lot about mixed signals. There's a lot of content on this channel about mixed signals. It's one of my favorite topics. The point is, a guy who's sending mixed signals most likely just wants to get his needs met, and that's pretty much it. That's why he's wonderful. He's the best when he wants to get his needs met, but you don't really hear from him the rest of the time. He's not there when you need him. The mixed signals is really just his ambivalence about you, about how he feels about you. Some days he kind of feels like, oh yeah, she's a cool girl. Yeah, I really like her. Other days he just feels like, nah, I don't think that this would go anywhere. I don't think we're compatible, whatever the case may be. If a guy is sending mixed signals, it is just a clear sign that he doesn't like you enough and that this would be a dead-end relationship. Number 6, the relationship stagnates. Look, there's only so many relationship milestones you can hit. You can't be hitting a new milestone every day. At the same time, if a guy is serious about you, then there will be an escalation. The relationship will be moving in a more meaningful direction. If you just are kind of stuck in this permanent plateau, it's not going anywhere, and he kind of seems content with it being like that, then that's a sign that you are in a dead-end relationship. You may notice that anytime you try to bring it up or talk about it, he makes a joke or he deflects or he gives you vague answers. This is just his way of asserting to you that he's not serious and he doesn't really want the relationship to change. He likes things exactly as they are. Okay, so by now, maybe you've deduced that the guy that you're seeing is wasting your time. Now what? What do you do? Do you pull away and make him chase you? Do you make him wait X amount of time before replying to his text messages? How do we play it? What's the strategy? Here's what you do. You leave. That's what you do. I'm gonna give you an example actually, which recently happened with one of the girls who watched my videos. She reached out to me. She'd been seeing this guy. Everything was going great. They had the perfect relationship, except for the fact that he said to her, I don't wanna be in a relationship with anyone right now. And he had his legitimate, valid reasons, which is fine. I'm not taking that away from him. And she's like, I don't know what to do. This guy is great for me. We have so much fun together. And I really, really encouraged her to just, get in touch with what it is she wants, and she wanted a serious relationship, and say something. And she was like, well, what if he leaves? I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. That means that you just dodged a bullet. You would have just been wasting more of your time with him. And she was so sure if she said something, he was gonna leave, because he was so set on not being in a relationship at this point in time. So with help from me, she gathered her strength, gathered her courage, and she said to him, like, look, I really like you, and I just wanna be in a relationship with someone who's 100% sure about me, and whatever. We worked through what she was gonna say to him. And it worked. He realized, I don't want to lose this girl, and she is serious. She's gonna walk away. He completely did a turnaround, and now they are in a really amazing, happy relationship. And had she not said anything, I guarantee you things would have just dragged on, and she just would have continued being upset with this situation, with this guy who won't acknowledge her as his girlfriend. It's only when he was faced with the prospect of losing her that he was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to lose her. And now everything's going great, and hopefully it continues to go great with them. Look, it doesn't always turn out that way. Sometimes the girl says, look, I don't want to, I want to be with someone who's sure about me, whatever she says. And the guy's like, I'm not sure about you. I don't think that this is the right relationship for me. Okay, bye, see you. And that's a good thing. The fact is, if you sense that a guy is wasting your time, then you have to walk away. You have to have that self-respect to not just sit around hoping someone chooses you, hoping that one day he's gonna wake up and deem you as worthy. If that could happen, that just happened in the story that I gave you, but it's not gonna happen by you trying to prove yourself to him. It's only gonna happen if he is faced with the prospect of potentially losing you. Okay, so now let's talk about how to never waste time in a relationship again. The antidote here is to work on your self-esteem, to get to a place where you have that level of self-respect where you're just like, I would never be with a guy who isn't 100% sure about me. I deserve someone who is sure about me. And it's not even a question about whether or not to stay with someone who isn't sure, who is dragging his heels, who can't decide how he feels. So that's the antidote here. You have to work on building your self-respect, your sense of worth, and figuring out exactly what it is you want and realizing that you deserve to have the relationship that you want. Being alone might get lonely at times, but being in the wrong relationship can be damaging. Which do you choose? You can get the love you want. You just need to get clear on what it is that you want and stop wasting time on the things that aren't what you want, hoping that you can turn it into something that is what you want. What did you think about this list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you in a relationship where you're wasting your time? Please share your stories, your thoughts, your feedback, your questions in the comment section. I read them all and I love interacting with you guys. For more on this topic, check out the full article. The link is in the description box. For more relationship advice, check out anumode.com. Follow me on Instagram at anumode, and make sure to download our free guide for 7 signs that a guy truly likes you. You can download it right now. It's totally free at signshelikes.you.com, and make sure to let me know what you think, if you enjoyed, if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video.